And right now, let's take a closer look at some of the great music that's featured in the movie Singles.
Oh, Singles, the movie?
Music plays an important role in Singles. The movie soundtrack is studded with alternative favorites and Seattle heavyweights, but the bands aren't just heard in the background, they're in the movie.
For once you have musicians in a movie and it's not a caricature or a stereotype, they're just real guys reading their first bad review and checking the lead singer's face to see how they're doing.
I don't want to hear anything negative. Go on.
There's a band in it called Citizen Dick. Amazing band, amazing drummer.
Drummer's a hack.
Well, yeah, actually is, but he's an amazing hack.
You guessed it, Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder, Jeff Ament, and Stone Gossard make their big screen debuts by playing the backup band to the not-so-talented lead singer Cliff Ponsier, played by Matt Dillon.
Cliff, any comments on the Seattle sound and Citizen Dick's place in it?
Well, I don't like to reduce us just as being part of the Seattle sound. I like to think of us as expanding more. Like, we're huge in Europe right now. I mean, we've got records, a big record just broke in Belgium.
It looks good in the wig, too. He actually used Eddie's hair as a replica to make this wig, and so...
Just gross, just
matted. He actually
let's make a wig of that.
He looks pretty street. He kind of looks like a combination of Eddie and Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell also does a cameo in the film, and Seattle club scenes in the movie feature real-life Seattle bands, Soundgarden and Alice in Chains.
We did one song for the soundtrack, but we also did another song off the old album. So we're playing for like 2 consecutive tunes through this whole section, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see, you know, especially being in the movie that long, be totally red-faced by about the first second and probably walk out after that.
Those are the kind of bands that you would see in a small club in Seattle where you'd go just to get out of your house for the night. You would see Soundgarden playing in that club. You would see Alice in Chains playing someplace. And even now, after they've been visited by great success, I think they still would and they still do stuff like that.
Ricky Rackman here. We're making the single scene, and you might want to check out in the movie Singles. A couple of the guys in Pearl Jam are in the fictitious band with Matt Dillon, Citizen Dick.
Back in music news, meanwhile, the #7 spot on this week's Billboard album chart is occupied by the soundtrack from the new Crowe movie Singles, which is set in Seattle and features music by such noted local groups as Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and Alice in Chains. We spoke to some of the musicians who make their movie debuts in this film, and with co-star Matt Dillon, who plays a Seattle musician, and here's what we heard.
Cameron went to Jeff and said, "Listen, let us borrow some of your clothes." He was like, "No problem," and he gave us some gear to wear. So we're wearing, I'm wearing that Mother Love Bone shirt and some of those shorts.
Hey, Cliff, while we're young,
Stone kind of plays himself. Jeff kind of plays himself. Matt Dillon plays himself
As a singer.
as a singer.
But he doesn't actually sing in the movie. We're his fake band, me and Eddie and Jeff, our bass player.
I installed your new stereo.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
We're the band in the background, but like Glenn said, we did one song for the soundtrack, but we also did another song off the old album. So we're playing for like 2 consecutive tunes through this whole section, so.
Singles, the movie has grossed more than $9 million in its 2 weeks in release.